am the WWE champion.
I am the VOD. I am the vision of divine.
So let's talk about my journey, my career. See, I started off facing one of the greatest, JR, the longest reigning WWE champion. And I beat him. I gave him the fight he deserved against me. And I proved that I am a worthy competitor. And that same year, I started to face another one of the greatest superstars, Ryan, called the best in the business. And yet to this day, he still runs his mouth. That same year, at Beastmania 1, I took his champion. He had one champion left, which is this, the WWE champion. That same year, SummerSlam, I took this champion off of Ryan. And ever since that, he became a nobody. Around now, he is a nobody. He is not worthy. He doesn't deserve another opportunity for a championship. He should just be stuck backstage watching me come out and still be on the top each week I come out. I am Chance Arrow. I was a former WWE champion. I was a former Cruiserweight champion. And I am your WWE champion. For a matter of fact, Beastmania 2, JR beat me. He took my Cruiserweight champion. Congratulations for him. You know, ever since that, I am still in the top of the division. I am still your WWE champion. And I put on so much work in 2021. Not only 2021, but 2020. I was star of the year. That year, I outshined Ryan. I outshined JR. So you know what? It's like we're the three horsemen. We are amazing. We put on the work we put in. So, how about we show the fans what we got all together? How about Ryan versus the Cruiserweight champion, JR, versus the WWE champion, me, in a triple threat match at Winter Slam for the last time. This blows my mind because obviously the fans want to see another match after that, another match between us. But I think it's just right for the last time. We fight each other. We do it all together. We show we're the best. We show we're the three horsemen. JR changed. He really did. He came back and wrecked everyone. He had his chapters. He made me bleed. He took my champion. I had a rematch after that, and he tapped me out. Again, I am still on the top of the division. And I am the best. In a 2 weeks Winter Slam, I'm going to show the both of you I am a worthy competitor. I am the WWE champion, and I will remain the WWE champion come Winter Slam.
The best in the business is here. I was sitting in the back and I heard Chance Arrow's emotional speech. It really touched my heart. Psych! I did not care for any word you said. You know? Thank you for giving me my props. I know I'm the best in the business, but I don't need to be reminded because I already know. So, let's talk about the evolution of Ryan, on why I call myself the best in the business, going all the way back to Rusev versus Braun Strowman versus Ryan. My debut match. Of course I won. You know who I am. But what's so important about that match is I met a special somebody. Him being JR. At the time, he was the current WWE Championship, and we had just met. We shook hands, and boom, just like that, we had a match the next week. And in that match, it was for his title. And I would like to bring up something, if y'all didn't catch it. He was given the title. Who did he win? Who did he beat to get it? He debuted on this channel with it. It was handed to him. You know, he was so used to getting handed opportunities that I had to hand him a whooping in that match, which I did. I might have lost. He might have beat me. It was a great match. I mean, you guys could go watch. It's there, losers. But the more important part in that match is I got to get to know who JR was. You know, in that ring, I met a young boy, a boy who was inspired, a boy who was the greatest champ and the only champ. And from there, I realized that I was on the come up. That was my come up. And soon, I would win the Cruiserweight Championship match. JR versus Ryan, the first ever Cruiserweight Championship match. And we put on a hell of a match. But, knowing me, I attacked him before, and, you know, you just gotta be smart. And something that JR is not, if y'all hadn't noticed, is smart. You know? He's a little cuckoo in the head. Y'all can see his emo face right now. So, I would like to mention, I beat him, of course. He was still the WWE Heavyweight Championship, but not for so long. After I won the Cruiserweight Championship, I went on the next month to beat him for his championship. And you know what that taught me? That showed me my worth. It showed me that he wasn't worthy at all. It showed me that I saw something in him that was never there. You know, coming out, I thought, you know, I'm really gonna give JR his props. But you know what I saw when I faced you in that Cruiserweight match? I didn't see anything. I saw a drained soul. And just look at you now. But we're not talking about that. After I was the first ever double champ, yeah, I went on to being at the top of the roster, doing what none of these other superstars could do. You know, aka Chance Arrow. What does he do? He hasn't been anywhere. But going on, I was the double champ, and I had a hell of a reign. It might have been short in my eyes, but that's when I became the best in the business. That's when I shined. And as I said, that's when I saw who I am. Y'all might brag, or I might brag. Y'all might talk about how I'm cocky, how y'all don't like me. I don't care. I made myself, and nobody else did. Not JR, not Chancero, me. And that's something y'all will recognize by the end of this. But I can't talk much because my double champ reign was soonly ended at Beast Time Mania 1, where I faced JR for my heavyweight champion and Chance for my cruiserweight champion in the same night. Hell, look at me. I'm just the best in the business. I did it all. But I did beat JR. You know, we all knew I was going to beat him. It was a hell of a match, but he just couldn't beat me. He was so lonely and hopeless that, you know, he had to come back with his own emo face. But we're going to get to that later. On to Chance Arrow. I think Chance Arrow is somebody I will really give props to. Simply because he humbled me. I hate to admit it. At the match, I cut a whole promo. You know, I was really bored in that match, to be honest. And wait a minute, he didn't humble me. That was when JR returned, and that's when he costed me my title. You know, it's all coming back to me, and this is why I rightfully hate JR. Because that's when he costed me my title. That's when he attacked me so ruthlessly. And I was no longer a double champ. I was just a heavyweight champ. And I'm not being ungrateful. I was still the best in the business, but I was scared. I was scared because this side of JR was a side I never saw. I always saw him as the laughing, funny, hopeful, rightful champ. And he came back in black makeup. Are you serious? That's what you attack me in? On to the next. JR then came back. He made his point. He had his chapters and he went in revenge. And after all I put him through, I couldn't be mad. In fact, I kind of wanted it to happen. You know, he was at the bottom of the division for so long. And whether he wants to admit that or not, it was true. And this was his come up. You see, right after mine. That's where it connects. You see, everything JR is doing was stuff Ryan already did. I'm sorry, I'm getting twisted on my words because he just got me messed up. This is where my hate for him keeps coming in. You are a trail of Ryan, JR. And you do not want to admit it, but you are. I don't know if y'all noticed, but the 2-on-1 handicap match, Ryan versus JR and Chance Arrow. That's when Beast Time Mania 1 came. And then tell me why, when JR comes back, it's JR versus Chance Arrow and Ryan in an I Quit match. And hell, he made me quit. He humbled me. And if there's one thing I don't want to do, it's really give him his props. But if there's one thing I could say about JR right now, he's unstoppable. Although with the championship, the purple one he has right now, is not looking good on him. How about you aim for something higher? Because if you were coming back, I would expect you to already have that. I mean, Chance Arrow isn't giving anything. Even when he was a double champ, that was the most boringest junk I've ever seen. Not to mention Chance Arrow. Where have you been? What have you been doing? When's the last time you defended your heavyweight championship? You're irrelevant. And you know, I will be stripping that off of you soon enough, since we will have this match coming up at Winter Slam. You know, at Winter Slam, I will show y'all why I'm the best in the business. No, at Winter Slam, y'all will see the real Ryan. Y'all will see how I rightfully snatched what was mine in the beginning right off the Chance Arrow. And as for you, JR, I'll be seeing you soon too. And I have a lot for you. As Chance Arrow mentioned, we really are the 3 horsemen of WWE. And nothing will ever change that. But something that will change will be us facing over and over and over again. Because this is happening one last time. And in this one last time, I will be taking what's mine. And you'll see, and you will know.
Tonight has been heck of a night with meaningful words, meaningful sentences. It has showed our dominance, our importance over this channel. And I'm gonna give props where it's due, because it wasn't one that made Beast Time Kids to what it is today. It wasn't 2, nor was it 3. It was each and every single superstar that stepped foot inside this ring. We all pushed each other to our limits. But I am gonna say this, it was 3 that turned it into greatness. And that 3 is me, Ryan, and Chance Arrow. Once we 3 faced each other, we blew up, and look at where we're at now. 2,000 subscribers, thank you guys. I appreciate that. The vision of Divine appreciates that. But let me cut that too. Because I'm one. Ryan, Chance, whatever, they can think that they're the most accomplished, dominant superstar here on Beast Time Kids. But you know what? Inner thinking, I thought, and that's not true. You guys all know who I am. I am the first ever WWE champion. The longest ever WWE champion. The current Cruiserweight champion. Soon to be the longest Cruiserweight champion. Okay? I have the most wins here, the most matches. I've been putting people over my entire career. And to add to that, I am the boss. The creator of Beast Time Kids. I'm the man that created this. And look at where it's at now. Look it. The three of us, Chance and Ryan, you will go down as my greatest rivals. The greatest rivalry here on Beast Time Kids. We are all talented. We have broke each other's backs, bones, teared each other apart until the end. Now it's all about who's winning this last war. And when I tell you I'm going to win, I'm going to defeat with ease. And when I mean defeat with ease, I'm going to do that how I've been doing it ever since last year. Now my thing is, I'm so confused on where all this surprise is at. I'm so confused on why you fans are all so surprised. Because for the ones that are waiting for my downfall, it ain't going to happen. Because while you chubby Whataburger faces sit down at home, you're watching me. You're looking at me. Because I'm on top. So for the ones like Mike Keener and everybody else, I'm going to continue to do what I do because I'm the VOD. I'm the master of divine, the vision of divine, the legend, the best. I am vicious and I am violent and deliberately dangerous. You guys have seen what I'm capable of. So the thing is, Chance and Ryan, it's great to have confidence. I love it. We love the fierceness. But it's different to be stupid and dumb. For example, the contract signing. Chance slapped me across the face with the big old WWE championship that I made relevant. What happened? Floor bloody. That's what happened. I have been the most underestimated here. I'm the backbone of this division. If you guys really want to talk about it, I have put over both Chance and Ryan. I put AJ Styles over. But look at me now, I'm still here relevant. I've been doing that since day one, lost every single match last year. But look at me now, it was worth it. It was worth it because look at me. Now, they may, their personalities, they did that themselves. But we can't lie. When we think of the name JR from 2020, we think of the loser. We think of the person that was on a losing streak. But now I'm undefeated. I've been undefeated. I am unstoppable. I am the best. I don't care about the top of the mountain. Freak that. That's been the whole talk about who's on the top of the mountain. Let's talk about who's the king. Who has that crown? Let's talk about that. Chance Arrow, the WWE champion, beat me his debut match, And you know what's so funny? He's been the underdog out of the three of us. He loses, gets destroyed each segment, but then at the end, he always finds a way to win. Each and every big match he's in, he wins. No, not anymore. This is 2021, not 2020. I've been winning, and I will stay winning. Ryan, he calls himself the best in the business. He is the best. He's the best. Let me break it down for each and every single one of you. B, he's the best at being the worst. E, he's embarrassing. He's been an easy beat this year. S, he sucks ass. T, thunder cunt. Nothing but trash. Yeah, I said it. So yeah, he's the best. He can stick to that title. Because I'm more than that. I'm the greatest. So Mike, action, wrestling, fights, bras, I win. I won. And at the end of this chapter, from chapter 1 to chapter 3, I'm here. I've been here for 5 years. Winter Slam will be the 5-year anniversary of Beast Time Kids. I was the man that created this. I will be the one to end it. And I'm going to say this right now. Each and every single superstar is the heart and soul of this division. But no one is the brain of this division. I have the knowledge. I have the skills. I have the task. And it's so funny how Ryan talks about how I have changed. How everyone around here likes to talk about how I have changed. But You know what's so funny? No one has ever mentioned this. Ryan? He went from being DJ to Ryan. 2 name switches. What's next? Oh, here's an idea, Ryan. Loser. That's the next idea, loser. Want to talk about change? Yeah, DJ Ryan, is that what you want me to call you? Now that's my thing. Chance Arrow. He's been confused his whole entire career, if I'm being honest with you. It's like he knows his worth, but then he doesn't. Sometimes downplays himself, sometimes put himself up. But we all know who's the baddest one here. Because when I say I'm the baddest, I mean it. That's my word. My word is my word. Let's get that correct. I explained who I am. I've showed who I am. And I've showed why I'm a Beast Time Kid legend. And this Sunday, not even this Sunday, maybe in 2 weeks, whenever, I'm not going to prove. That's not the word anymore. It's no longer prove. I'm going to show why I am the best. And I'm really confused on why everyone is so surprised about the change of me. You know what? It wasn't change. It wasn't change. It was the image that changed, but deep down inside, I'm still the classic old JR. Been classic, been here, done that. Beast Time Kid veteran. Beast Time Kid OG. So yes, you guys could be behind the camera, but you all know it's right. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. Before I left, I said, when I am back, things are gonna be changed around here. And what has changed? Ryan is no longer the double champion. She's no longer a champion at all. Things has changed. I've dominated and destroyed, executed everyone that has stepped foot in my way. AJ Styles, Chance, Ryan. I could do it for anyone else. And now, I already embarrassed them both. I'm not following anyone's footsteps. So keep thinking that. I walked here, okay? And that's what you, Ryan, are walking on. I created this. Remember that. I have put everyone in their place this year, and I'm going to do it again this Winter Slam. So be prepared, be ready, because I'm going to bring the fight, and I'm going to show why I am the best, why I am the Vision of Divine, why I am JR. So this wasn't no pipe bomb promo. I don't do bombs. I drop nukes. And in 2 weeks, everyone is going to find out why I'm a part of the 3 horsemen and why I'm going to be the 1 horseman last standing.
Mr. Grinch with the greasy black peel.